welcome. Oh, that's not what I wanted to see. Welcome in, everybody, to our wonderful round number 3. There we go. We'll fix the camera so that we are able to be seen here. We have got the spinning of the wheel to do before we get going on round number 3 for race number 1. So let's get that first wheel spinning so we can find out where we are going to be racing today. Now then, for these races, important to know, we have taken away the tracks we have already raced at so far this season. Therefore, we are not going to see Phoenix for a third time on trot. Right then, let's find out where we are going to be racing here today as we prepare for this one. It could be Okayama or Oran Park. Close to Alton Park. Is it going to stop at Oran Park? It's going to stop at Oran Park Raceway for the first race of the day here. We are going to be heading across out to Oran Park, which, if I'm not mistaken, is a street track, which means that we will get the street wheel up. And I'm looking over onto the chat there just to make sure that I'm definitely saying the right things here. We will get the street wheel up then and find out which car we are going to be heading around here and around Oran Park. Okay, let's get that wheel spinning. It could be any car. Oh, there's 3 on the service that's not dirt. It could be the FI cross car, though, so there. Formula Vs, perhaps. We've seen them before. Or the Mazdas. Oh, this is a great combination that we've got coming up for the first race of the day. It is going to be Oran Park Raceway in the Mazda MX-5s. These are a great little car. We've seen them on the channel a lot of times in the past. We're seeing them again here today. Oran Park, though, a first for me on the calendar ever, which means that I'm going to have to know this track. I'm going to have to learn it. I potentially might very quickly get a track map printed off for me. But that means for race number 1 of the day, we're going to be going to Oran Park Raceway in the Mazdas. We will be back in about 5 minutes' time when the server's up and loaded so we can go racing for the first of 2 races here tonight. And hello and welcome back here as we are heading down to Oran Park for what is going to be the first race of the day. It is going to be absolutely wonderful, that is no doubt, as we've got another full field of drivers preparing to get underway around the Australian circuit. And within that little bit of downtime there, I was able to get myself a track map. I'm able to know the track now. Oran Park, I've raced it once. I've not ever watched a race here before. So we are having to have a track map up. There's no way I can get through this without one. But we are here then around Oran Park and what is going to be in the Mazda MX-5s, a staple rookie car. Not really a track that you see too often in the rookie calendar, mind you. It is one of the free content, as is all of the content that we do in the TypeTwo Roulette League. It's free cars and free tracks so that anyone can just jump in and drive. No one has to worry about buying anything because we roll that wheel twice every single event to decide what car, what track we are going to be racing at, and right now it is a fantastic circuit ahead of us with Oran Park. It is going to be open for battles, that's for sure. You can get the long straight. You're going to be able to go side by side. You're going to have a lot of draft in these Mazdas as well, which means going into turn number 1, into turn 2, that first of your braking zones is going to be a little bit tricky there. Of course, we then have the loop. We go under the bridge, loop around and go over that bottom end of the course, turn 3, 4. It can be tight. It's going to make it interesting for our drivers out there. And then, of course, we head out over the bridge, which we see on the screen there now, across through turn number 6, and then we join on to a familiar part of the corner, of course, especially if you are racing the rookies, the short course. We go into turn 7 and 8. It's a fast right left-hander. It's very easy to go side by side. Very easy to touch someone there as well, though, and get yourself spun around. Keep it on track on the exit of 9, otherwise you're going to be finding a face full of gravel, and then you're going to find it very tricky to carry the speed through 10 and 11. Turn number 12, it's a lot tighter than it looks. It's almost a 180-degree corner, but it's not quite. It's going to be very easy for drivers to try and stick it up the inside there, but it's all about the exit because you're going to have that long run once again down towards turn number 1. Now then, this is not our first round in the championship. That is for sure. We have had 2 rounds completed so far. 4 races have been run, and what that means then is that we have a championship standings that we need to have a look at here, because it is going to be affected once again today. And out of the opening 2 rounds, as it looks like my theme has been annoyingly defaulted here, so we will have to quickly fix everything as always there. So Jamie Dory leads the championship after the first 2 rounds. He has 64 points to his name, leading the boss, Jonathan Berry, who sits in second position with 50 points to his name. Jack Pittas is running around in 3rd position in the championship, tied with 38 points alongside William Guthrie. Guthrie, in fact, took his first win last week alongside Jamie Dory. Charlie Jobson-Wood is currently sitting in 5th position at the moment ahead of George Stone, and Alexander Lars sits in 7th. Ben Oucher is 8th in the championship ahead of Sammy Ariba, and then it is Adam Wilson-Weir. 11th in the championship goes where Joshua Downing ahead of Ruben Goodchild. Andre Wedderburn sits in 13th ahead of Andrew Allen. Jaden Fung sits in 15th ahead of Michael Evangeli, and Henry Martel is tied with Robert Savage in 17th and 18th points with 8 points apiece. We then see Lewis Mason and Mark Seitz in 19th and 20th place in the championship. And then a whole host of drivers, either who have not been able to get in any points in the races they have currently been, or they are racing here for the first time tonight. It means that there are a number of drivers there with no points on the board as it stands going into this one. It does mean, though, that there has been 4 races so far this season in the 2 rounds of competition. This running every other week, of course. We'll be back for round number 4 in 2 weeks' time. And then, I can't believe we're going to be there already. In 4 weeks' time, we'll be at the 5th and final round of the championship. However, what that does mean, though, is in those 4 races that we've currently had, there have been 4 different pole sitters as practice is moved forwards and we get into qualifying here. There has been 4 different pole sitters. Jack Pitters got pole back at Navarra in the Spec Racer Fords. Jamie Dory took pole in the Pontiac Solstice at Phoenix. George Stone took pole in the Cadillacs at Tsukuba, and Ben Oucher in the Formula V's at Phoenix. Now, of those 4 pole sitters, only Jack Pitters was able to turn his pole into a race victory at Navarra. The other ones, they've not been able to convert them yet. And we've got 4 different race winners at that as well, with Jack Pitters back at Navarra. Then it was Jonathan Berry who won in the Oval Phoenix race in the Pontiac Solstice. William Guthrie won at Tsukuba in the Cadillacs. And then, even though Jamie Glory got the pole at Phoenix in round number 1, he wasn't able to turn it into a win. He took the win at Phoenix in round number 2 in the Formula V's. Of course, Phoenix now removed from the calendar. We're not going to be able to get that spun in the wheel again, along with Navarra and Tsukuba. They have been taken off of the spinner so that we cannot visit the same circuit twice, because I don't think anyone wanted to go to Phoenix for a 3rd time, because we also went there in the preseason. That's the crazy thing. It's 3 events in a row we went to the Phoenix circuit. So we got rid of Phoenix alongside the other tracks that we've already raced before, so which means there'll always be new tracks. The cars, however, we could see a repeat of the same car. We almost got the Formula V's out there again, but we didn't quite. It meant that we're getting out in the Mazdas instead. Right then, let's get down onto the circuit then, because I think that me talking too much about these cars and the series, it's going to be a little bit boring for those of you that can see the cars in the distance and want to have a look at those instead. So, talking about the championship contender, Jack Pitters was here obviously in that first week with a pole and a win. It was not here last week, but is back once more to try and take this to a potential race victory for the number 28 machine. Of course, it is the racing numbers that you need to get used to here, and not the liveries, because the liveries are changing every time we get into a new car. It's the racing numbers that you're going to want to keep an eye out for, and it is the 28 of Jack Pitters, who is sitting there in, I'm not even going to say the name of that livery, because yes, the number 28 car is running around there. We also have, of course, number 13 machine of Jamie Dory, who is leading the championship right now. Will be looking to try and hold on to that championship lead heading out of round number 3. I did speak to Jamie, though. He said he has no idea how he is currently in the lead of the championship. But he is there, and he is the fastest in this session right now as it stands as well. So let's get our timing tower on the left-hand side so that we can have a little look at those. There we go. There's a lot of gravel on the circuit around the exit of turn number 5 there. It's going to make these cars a little bit slippy slidey. Ben Oucher going on to provisional pole there. Are we going to see a first repeat pole sitter for the first time today, or are we going to see yet again new pole sitters running around in the qualifying laps? So that is for us to find out as this event goes on. Now then, I think that it is early doors, but I think it is a good time to get the first of our conversations started up here, and we will start it off by talking to actually we'll talk to the man who's the fastest right now in qualifying. It is Ben. Well, I say that as Jamie goes faster than you. You took pole last time out in Phoenix. How are you feeling around Oran Park?
Yeah, pretty confident. I got held up pretty badly. Lost about 8/10 on that lap, going underneath somebody into second to last corner or so. But yeah, I've definitely got pace to go quicker.
You had a good run with your qualifying last week in the Formula V's. The race didn't quite go your way. Are you hoping this time that damage is actually off, that might you be able to do something with it?
Yeah, as long as damage actually isn't turned on, and we play a little bit of silly games like we did last time, then yeah, it should be alright.
Right, I'll let you get back going, focused on qualifying. I know I'm distracting you here and you haven't got too long to go.
It's all good. Cheers, mate.
Ben Archer there, running second fastest as we jumped in and pulled him into the commentary booth. That is one of the wonderful things about this league. In addition to the spinning the wheel before the start of the races, we also get to pull our drivers into the commentary booth during the races as well, and we don't have to worry about distracting them because that's still part and parcel of the game that we call the Roulette League. So we are going to continue around here in qualifying. In fact, we're going to see if we can have a word with another driver out there at the moment, and we will go and have a word with, you know what, I'm trying to figure out who everyone is. Okay, if you're listening, can you change your names to your actual names in the Discord? This is becoming very tricky to figure out who on earth everyone is and what their names are as I try to figure out what everyone is called as we have a look here at some of our new drivers. In fact, we will go to one of our new drivers here, Joe Ingram. Now, welcome in, Joe, to the broadcasting booth. You're getting in your qualifying laps. I just thought I'd show you what it's like to be in the league, and I'll pull you in. You're currently 14th fastest. How are you feeling with this combination?
Not too bad. I've never driven the track, although I have spent a lot of time driving this car in the rookie series, as I've only just got into iRacing.
I would say you've got a lot of familiarity with the car then, for sure. This track certainly isn't one that's seen on the calendar too often, but a nice starting car for you to be in the league. How are you feeling about this? You know, it's different car, different track every time. Do you feel like you've got some pace out there and might be able to pull off some special moves?
I feel like I'm going quicker than I did last week. That's it.
Well, I think that's always the way to go, is to be improving as every week comes along. So we'll let you keep on focusing on qualifying there, Joe, as you head around.
Thank you.
Joe Ingram there, and pulling him in to show him what it's all like being up here, and then we will see if there's anyone else as they continue to qualify around in this session as we try and figure out what we've got going on. And another new name out there is currently P2 is Michael Lees. So Michael, we'll pull you into the commentary booth here. You're currently second in the qualifying session. How do you feel about this combination? It's quite a fun one.
Interesting. It's been a long time since I've driven at Oran and a long time since I've been in the Mazda, but I'm just tucked behind Jack Pittis at the minute, who's on pole, just trying to learn from him. Feels alright.
I would say it's a nice one to get into. I thought I'd show you what it's like. We'll pull you in whenever we want and try to keep your focus as you race around. How do you feel about, though, the fact that we don't know what cars or tracks we're going to be going at, how different it is going to be each time we go out racing?
I think that's amazing. That's why I'm here. You know, I like a bit of variety. Obviously, racing XTCC, it's the same cars week in, week out, you know, which I love, but it's nice to put a bit of spice back into this sim that we all love so much. So yeah, enjoying it so far, and hopefully I'll continue to enjoy it for the rest of the evening.
Excellent. Well, we'll leave it to you there then, Lise, as you're running around. You dropped down to third, but I'm sure you can find some more time out there.
I hope so.
There you go. Mikhail Lise there running around in third position at the moment. And with that being said, I will stop bothering all of our drivers as they head around on their qualifying laps. Instead, we will have a look at some of their lap times. And then, you know what, we're going board with William Guthrie here to see a lap of Oran Park. Turn number 1 was that fast right-hander kink. Turn number 2 there was where we got heavy onto the brakes. Now, Guthrie has taken a win so far this season, no pole positions though. Tucking into turn number 3 there, it's a really tight line. You can get that curb in, but it will throw you up a little bit. Guthrie at the moment stuck behind the 65 of Henry Martel. A little bit of contact that's going to invalidate both their laps. But we head out of turn number 5 over the bridge, and this fast kink to the right of turn number 6. Very easy to push yourself even further wide if you're not careful. This is a quick right-left of 7 and 8, and as you can see there from Martel ahead and from Jamie Dory, it is easy to make a mistake through there. Off goes Martel, and around he goes into William Guthrie, so we're not going to be able to get the end of the lap there on board with him. We'll see if Wilson Weir's coming around. There we go. We'll ride on board with Adam Wilson Weir here through the exit of 9 into 10 and 11. Very quick chicane there as the checkered flag is out. We head up into the almost 180-degree left-handed turn of turn 12 and up to the checkered flag. We're going to call qualifying quits here, and we are going to get gridded up for race number 1 around Oran Park in the Mazdas. As we get loaded in. Is it night time? Is it night? It's night time. Just what we needed. It is pitch black out here. Good luck seeing anything on the broadcast. We're going to hope for the best here. Right, Jack Pittas is going to start this one from pole position ahead of Ben Altria. Then we have Michael Leese in 3rd ahead of Jamie Dory. William Guthrie will start in 5th, and Joshua Downing will start this one in 6th position. 7th position will go the way of Jonathan Berry ahead of Adam Wilson Weir. Kieran Davidson will start this one in 9th, and Ruben Goodchild in 10th position. 11th position will be for Jaden Fung, and Lewis Mason will start in 12th position. 13th position will be for Charlie Jobson Wood ahead of Andrew Wedderburn. Joe Ingram will start in 15th, Henry Martel in 16th. 17th position for Warren Nash and Dakota Martin in 18th position. That will be the grid then. And for what is the second time this season, Jack Pittas will start from pole position. He is the first driver to take a repeat pole position here. As we will go and have a look at our drivers. There they are. They've got some lights on their cars. That's good. We can see something at the very least in this one as we prepare to get going. It will be a rolling start, as these events always are. As we're not always sure what car or track we are going to be in. It's just safest to have them in there. We don't want the time tower up at the moment, but the drivers will prepare to go for their formation lap in just a moment's time. This is the first of 2 races that are coming your way. We rolled the wheel at 8:15. We'll be rolling the next wheel at the end of this race, which will determine the track and car combination that we are going to be running for the second race. And for the first time in league history, the second race will not be at Phoenix, and that includes the pre-season test event as well. All of race number 2s have been at Phoenix. Well, we've taken it off of rotation, and the tracks that we've raced at will not be able to be rolled again, which means that we will not be going to Phoenix for another time. You'll be seeing a new track on the board. What will it be? That's what we'll have to wait and find out. But right now, we're going to wait and find out where we're going to go in this race. The safety car is going to peel off to the side. The lights are on, and we are away here for the 3rd round of competition up towards turn number 1, and already we are going to go side by side. It's going to be the King to the left, and it's 3 wide behind. Somehow, it looks like we're going to keep most of them on the track, but that's Adam Wilson Weir off into the wall. No damage, of course, which means our drivers are going to be able to get straight back on and not have to worry about having to pit for damages, but there is going to be a lot of time lost. At the moment, Pittas is able to hold on to the lead ahead of Michael Leese, who's moved up into second past Ben Oucher. Oucher's to the inside, though. Leese is sideways, and they both get themselves straight. A big old kick out on the bum there from William Guthrie, but they all get through without incident towards the front of the field here, and that's a little bit of a nudge for Ben Oucher as he settles in ahead of Jamie Dory, and they settle for 3rd and 4th position. Off the circuit there was Joe Ingram. Is he able to hold it? He certainly is. Ingram is able to, but now he goes around then at turn number 9, and Ingram off the circuit. So is Joshua Downing through the entry of turn number 9. Right, we are back towards the front of the field then as they come to end the first lap of asking here, and Pittas is leading the way. Remember, the last time he got pole position, he was able to convert that into a win, as there's a car around. It's Henry Martel around the final corner here, but this is Dakota Martin trying to chase down Lewis Mason, who's overtaking Joe Ingram. There's a little bit of a nudge between the two of them as they bump each other down the straight. They continue to give each other bumps. Another bump there and a big old lick from Dakota Martin as well, and that's Mason and Martin down the order in their fights as it stands. Right, back to the podium. Lease and Oucher sitting second and third position. Oucher getting that pole position last time out at Phoenix, remember, but some issues with the damage meant for some reason he was getting some damage repaired immediately and some damage just wasn't getting repaired, but it doesn't look like that's happening here right now, as that's a big old wobble from William Guthrie as Downing's past Ingram. That was slightly off the circuit from Lees, and Oucher runs a slightly faster line through there up towards the final turn of Asking. Into the final turn they go as Wedderburn now looks to try and get past Ruben Goodchild, manages to do that, and this is Adam Wilson-Weir. He went around at turn number 1. He is on the hunt to try and move back up the order as he come out of the final turn, pushing hard. Can Wilson-Weir find his way back into the top 10? He's certainly going to try as Ben Oucher looked to the inside of Michael Lees there for just a moment. It wasn't able to turn into anything. Jamie Joy all over the rear end as of Oucher moves to the outside line. If he can do it, he has to stay behind for now as these 4 cars continue to push hard. Dory looking to find a space past Ben Oucher. All over the rear, swaps to the inside on the exit of 5 as we go over the bridge now. Jamie Dory's to the right-hand side of Ben Oucher. They are side by side in the fight for third position. And it looks like Dory is going to be able to keep the inside, but it will swap back across to Oucher's inside line through the next turn, and through goes Ben Oucher up that position once more and will remain in P number 3. Ruben Goodchild is on the back of Wedderburn here, looking to try and make the move and the overtake if possible, as they are continuing to fight out for the bottom of the top 10. Adam Wilson-Weir here is pulling around, and we'll have a word with him then. Adam, you went around at turn number 1, but you are on a recovery drive right now. How's it going for you out there?
That's a bit of catch up, so just getting my head down and trying to catch up.
Well, it was 3 wide at turn 1. Were you expecting that, or was it something that sort of accidentally happened?
No, I wasn't expecting it. I just think I was on the wrong side at the wrong time, but it is what it is. We just keep going.
You've got top 10 position for you here now. You've got a couple of positions just up ahead of you. Do you think you can make your way through? You're certainly looking feisty.
Yeah, well, the main thing isn't catching, so that's a good sign.
Right, well, good luck for the rest of it, Adam. We'll see how you do.
Thank you, mate.
Adam Wilson, we're there, running around 10th position, trying to pull up the order as there is a issue for Jamie Dory. He goes around. What's happened here for the man? He managed to get past Ben Oucher in the time we were talking to Wilson-Weir, but what has happened to the man who was in 3rd position? He's just got way too much of the grass, sends himself spinning there, and he's down into 6th position for the championship leader in going into this race. Is he going to be there going out of this race? At the moment, I don't know if that points gain is correct, which means at the moment, yes, Jamie Dory will still be holding the championship lead as it stands. Ruben Goodchild, though, in this fight with Wedderburn and Wilson-Weir coming through turn number 1 there. It is a hard fight being led by Andre Wedderburn at the moment, and Wedderburn, you've got Goodchild and Wilson-Weir just behind you. You're defending well. How's it going? It looks like we might not be able to hear you, Andrew. We'll peel you back in a little bit later as Andrew there, he's going to go ahead of this fight, which is being led by him. He's got Goodchild and Wilson-Weir just behind here. Wilson-Weir goes to the inside, switches back across at the moment, and will make that, hold that line, I should say, for Goodchild ahead of Wilson-Weir at the moment, and they continue on through at the moment in this very, very hard fight. just look over to the left, try and figure out who is who with their names. Goodchild is all over the rear end of Andre Wedderburn here. Wedderburn had some points to his name last time out. Can he get some more points to his name today? He's certainly going to be trying, as it's to the inside for Goodchild here, and it is Wedderburn onto the grass on the outside. Will have to drop down to 9th position and give up that fight at the front. Talking about the fight at the front, actually, Michael Lees here is closing up to Jack Pittas at the front of the field. The gap now half a second between them, and has a real opportunity to do something. This is what's happened to Joe Ingram through the final turn. He said he's been driving a lot of the Mazdas, not so much the Oran Park circuit, and it can catch you out, as Wilson Weir gets past Wedderburn, as Wedderburn has an issue there. It looks like they were side by side beforehand. They certainly were, but it is wide, just pushing a bit too hard there, trying to carry too much speed for Wedderburn in that fight. Up towards the fight at the front of this one then. We've still got 12 minutes left on the board as we head up towards turn number 1. This very fast left-hander, and then heavy onto the brakes for turn number 2. Lees getting all over the rear of Pittas here, trying to take what would be his first win of the season for Lees in his first event of the season. Could it potentially be for the man running in P2 right now, the number 55 machine? He is very, very close to Pittas. Pittas, of course, taking the first win of the season back at round number 1, race number 1. Can he repeat that feat here? Race number 1 of round 3. It will certainly help his championship points. Of course, 20 points for a race win. It then drops down 2 points at a time. That's the car stopped on the right-hand side of the circuit there. I'm trying to figure out who it is. It looks like it is Dakota Martin, who was off and around there through turn number 7. And that's the safety car. Halfway through this race, that is the safety car out. Which means our drivers will rein in their fighting here. They'll pull it all back together and prepare to go for the second half. I'm loving these mid-race safety cars. I'm absolutely loving them. It's a shame it eats into so much of the race time, but actually having the race split into 2 like this is quite a lot of fun, because you can really push for positions early doors, not worry if you go around. No damage, of course. Right, Warren Nash is the only driver out of this race at the moment. He has backed out, but that's the halfway point, and we will be under safety car as we go across the timing line here. Let's catch up with some of the issues then that we have had on the early stages of this race. Let's go back to lap number 1. This is Adam Wilson Weir. He has returned back up to 7th again. He's stuck on the outside. Whoa! Shall we get another look at that? Because if you'd argue netcode, I don't think anyone in the world could fight. Trying to get a good camera angle here. A netcode argument here. I mean, he was very much going to go off the circuit anyway, but no one in the world could fight that netcode argument better than Adam Wilson Weir in that one. We then had Kieran Davidson also have issues. This is Davidson. He goes around on the inside of turn number 1. This is lap number 1 still. Still lap number 1. This is Warren Nash. He's out of the race now. It's a big old slide towards turn... Trying to figure out, that's turn 2 that Nash goes around. Joshua Downing also went around on the opening lap of the race. And that's the slide for him, sending him off. Also off on the opening lap was Joe Ingram. That was Nash ahead, and then Ingram has a bit of a wobble there. And then there's the slide. We caught onto that slide. We saw him go round live. This is Martel. P15 now in the race. Final turn of lap 1. We saw Martel in the distance, and then Nash found himself facing the wrong way once more on the opening lap of the race, and just getting caught up early doors there. This is Kieran Davidson. Lap number 2. He went around in lap 1 actually, didn't he? He's gone around in almost identical place there in lap 2. Dakota Martin A couple of cars off in front of him there. Does that distracted him a little bit? It has, as he almost goes into the rear end of Joe Ingram there, and a big old hit with the wall for Dakota Martin. This then Warren Nash. He had more issues on lap number 3. And it's a slide on the rear end. Jamie Dory. We saw this one. It was a fight where he was ahead of Ben Oucher. He went around. There's the big old spin there through the exit of 8. Lewis Mason on lap 4. This is how he went around in the 991 machine, just losing the rear end through turn 9. No, through turn 9 that was. This was Joe Ingram. Final turn again for Ingram. And we caught that one, yeah, we saw that one. This is Charlie Jobson-Wood, he went around. Again at the final turn. Looks like we might be preparing to go back live again. We've got 2 more to watch. This is Joe Ingram doing a very similar spin, it looks like, into the final turn. Oh, no, it isn't. It's a big old hit with the wall through the exit of 11. And then finally, Dakota Martin went around as well, and it looks like it was just another issue with the grass, and that was where we saw him parked up to the side. Right then. Back to the lead, the safety car is off, and we go green flag racing once more across the timing line. It's 3 wide already as we head up towards turn number 1, that kink to the left. Jamie Dory backs out of it, other cars do not around the outside. They try to carry the speed in through up into turn number 2. They get heavy onto the brakes there, and somehow towards the front here they have actually, it looks like everyone still facing the right way, and the 2 cars are off there, and that's gonna be onto the grass. Kieran Davidson and Ruben Goodchild are off into the grass and the gravel there on the exit of turn number 3. We get over the hill here. 6 more minutes left in this race, and it is still being led by Pittas ahead of Lees and Oucher, who are catching up, of course, with the replays. We didn't pull anyone into the commentary booth there, and I don't think that's fair, so we're going to catch up with Jack here, because you are leading the race. You led before the safety car, you've held on at the start, but Lees had a bit of pace behind you there.
Yeah, Michael is looking very quick, so personally it's just going to be trying to stay ahead, to be honest.
You've pulled a good lap on the opening one after the safety car. Do you think that you're going to be able to stay ahead? 6 tenths of a second right now with 5 minutes to go.
I mean, I'm typically pretty good at defending, so hopefully, but obviously you can never guarantee anything.
Oh, you will there, because he's gone
very
deep.
late on the brakes.
Well, it means you've got Ben now behind you, and we wish you luck with your defending of Ben Oucher.
Thank you.
That was Jack there leading, and as we saw, Lees going wide into turn 2. It's allowed Ben Oucher through, and William Guthrie is now there in 4th position. William taking a win last week, of course, will be trying to follow it up with a strong result, and as it stands, this will be your top 5 in your championship after this one, with Jamie Dory leading the way still, 12 points clear ahead of Jonathan Berry. Of course, Jack coming in there with the points on the board here after not being here last week. He'll be back up into 3rd position in the championship ahead of William Guthrie as it stands, and Ben Oucher will be in the top 5. So we'll keep an eye on the championship standings as we head into the end of this race, and obviously into the next one as well. Out of the final corner they go through the front as Lewis Mason gets past Joe Ingram, who has had another issue of his own with the grass. It really does kick you up into some tricky positions here, and it looks like it's actually just a spin. We've seen Ingram go around there before, but this time all on his lonesome. As we go back live, Ingram is once again facing the wrong way, this time out of the final turn, as that was Oucher onto the gravel there, having a big slide, but he is holding on to 2nd position. I'm not sure who that... oh, I thought that was someone off the circuit. It was just a tyre wall. There you go. I'm already going delusional at this point in the evening, but it was a tyre wall, not an actual driver who was off the circuit there. But we return to looking at this leading fight that is currently going on between our drivers, because it is running very well. In fact, we will talk to the man who won last week, William Guthrie, running in 4th position at the moment. You've got Michael Lees just in front of you. Do you think your podium's on the cards?
Probably not, because I haven't driven the Mazda since 2021, and that was many, many years ago. And I'm on a new steering wheel today as well. So
Well, you say that, but you've got a lot of pace out there at the moment. Yes, you've touched the wall, but no damage to worry about.
Yeah, as you say that, I touched the wall, yeah.
No damage to worry about, though. So you can push hard, and definitely if Oucher and Lease are going to fight it out, you could take advantage.
Oh yeah, I'm on the blower delay, so I'm slipping in money to drive into Ben here.
Right, well, good luck for the last few laps of this race. Hopefully that podium will come your way.
Okay, cheers, thank you.
There we go, William Guthrie running around in 4th position at the moment, just behind, as it's a fight between Jamie Dory and Jonathan Berry, 2 championship leaders at the moment. But it is Berry who holds on ahead of Dory through the exit of 3 into 4 there. And Berry is going to hold on to a top 5 with Dory running around in 6th position just behind him at the moment. They push on hard, and that's onto the grass there for a big moment from Jonathan Berry. It's going to invite Jamie Dory in. He looks to the inside, but he can't quite take advantage in that one. Jamie, you're right on the rear end of Berry here, looking to try and take 5th. You almost got to move there. How's it going?
Yeah, it's alright. He needs to hurry up a little bit here. Oh, crash.
Or he can just get out your way by spinning.
Yeah, I mean, you can't pay for privileges, but I'll take it when it happens. Shame I spun early on, really. Yeah, Ben was a bit slow early on in the race, and it just called me out a little bit, so just trying to score points and stay out of trouble.
I was going to say, but the spin did come after you took past Ben Oucher, so I don't know if you could blame Ben for your spin on the exertion to the grass there, but you are recovering, holding on to your top 5.
Yeah, I was just frustrated by him, but you know, from 2 weeks ago, I like to blame Ben for everything, so that's going to be the motto for the remainder of this season.
Certainly is. Well, Ben is holding on to P2 right now, so he's getting the points over you. But I'll leave you be for the final minute of the race.
Yes, thank you, Joseph.
Jamie Dory there running around in 5th position as Ben goes off. Ben goes off the circuit. We were just talking about Ben Oucher. And he's found himself around. This is how that happened. He's fallen behind. No, he's right behind Jack, and there's contact with the rear end of Jack. And it sent Ben spinning into the wall. He recovers from P8. But the white flag is going to be out. It is Jack Pittas in the lead. It is Michael Lees who is going to run around in 2nd position, just behind here. And this is the driver that Pittas was a little bit concerned about. He said that he was good at defending, though. He is going to need to show that on the last lap of asking here. As look how close Lees is going to get there to the rear end as we see Pittas running around at the very front of this one. He has got Lees all over his rear. Guthrie is not backing out of this one either. The white flag officially drops here as that's Lees onto the grass. And Guthrie looks to the inside. A podium was potentially on the cards from earlier. It's on the cards with the spin of Ben Oucher, but Pittas leads the way ahead of Lees. Lees is onto the grass again with Guthrie chasing behind. Up towards turn number 12 here. And Jack Pittas, for the 2nd time this season, is going to convert race pole into a race victory here. Ahead of Lees and Guthrie. The fights behind are not done. Jobson Wood was almost past Ben Oucher, but spins himself around instead. That gives other drivers additional places here. Lewis Mason trying to do something on Jaden Fung, and he goes around as well. I feel like as commentators curse through that final corner, whoever we're looking seems to spin out of the final turn. A number of cars around, but that is race number 1 done with drivers coming across the line to finish this one off. Joe Ingram will take home 15th and last on the lead lap of the race. He hits the wall, but he will come to cross the timing line. Race number 1 results then. Let's get them up so we can see how that one officially ended. And Jack Pittas wins around the Oran Park circuits ahead of Michael Lees. William Guthrie takes home 3rd position, and Jamie Dorey came home in 4th ahead of Adam Wilson-Weir. A good recovery for him after going around at turn 1 on the opening lap of the race. Ben Oucher threw away a podium to come home 6th ahead of Jonathan Berry. Ruben Goodchild came home 18th ahead of Joshua Downing, and Charlie Jopson-Wood takes the final points of the day. We then saw Jaden Fung take home 11th ahead of Andre Wedderburn. Lewis Mason came home in 13th ahead of Henry Martell. Joe Ingram in 15th. Dakota Martin came home in 16th position ahead of Kieran Davidson. And Warren Nash, 13 laps down and out of the race, came home at the end. So how does that affect our championship then? Here from round number 3, the first race of the day. Jamie Dorey is on 78 points, but tied in 2nd place is Jack Pittas with 58 points to his name, alongside Jonathan Berry. If Dorey is to score no points in the next race and Pittas was to win it, they would be tied on points on 78. But as it stands, if Dorey was to score just a singular, 2 points that you get for 10th place, then he would be holding the championship lead out of round 3. William Guthrie holds on to 4th right now, just 4 points behind that fight for P2. Adam Wilson-Weir, Ben Oucher and Charlie Jopson-Wood are all tied on 30 points apiece ahead of George Stone. Ruben Goodchild is in 9th and Joshua Downing rounds out the top 10 in this one. We then have Alexander Last in 11th out of Sammy Ariba. Michael Lees moves into 13th place after a strong 2nd place finish here. Andrew Wedderburn in 14th out of Andrew Allen and Jaden Fung, and then Michael Evangeli. Henry Martell, Robert Savage and Lewis Mason round out the top 20 in your championship. And Mark Sykes is the last driver on the board with points to his name. But as you can see, there are a lot of drivers who have taken part yet to score points. You have to finish inside the top 10 to take those points. Right then, it is time for the spin for race number 2. Let's get that wheel back up here for race number 2, because we need to do the spin to decide where we are going to be going for the 2nd race of the evening here around number 3. We're at Oran Park for race number 1. That is now taken off the board along with Navarra, Phoenix and Tsukuba, where he have been before. Let's spin that wheel. Let's find out which track we are going to be at for race number 2 here. As it comes to a slow Summit Point Thomason. Is it going to be USA International? Right. It's USA International. But before we do this, I need some confirmation from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Jonathan Berry, that we can in fact run USA International, because that doesn't sound like it's going to have enough spaces, but it could do with 18. It might do. It might have enough spaces. I just want to know before we get into the car that we definitely have enough grid spaces for this one. I think we do. And I also want to confirm that we're doing the normal tarmac layout and not the dirt layout, but the choice is yours. The choice is yours, Jonathan, as we get into this one. So we will just wait for 1 second. Oh, he's in here, but he's muted. He's deafened and muted. He's in here, but he's deafened and muted, so he can't hear us. I'm hoping that he'll appear. He's in the Discord with us. There he is, Barry!
Yes, I'm here.
Right, what are we doing?
So it was USA, correct?
It was
Is
the
that right?
USA International Speedway as our circuit. I know there's a dirt layout, though.
Yes, okay. So bear with me, my computer is just being a tad slow. So USA. Which one is it? USA
International Speedway.
International. Okay, so that has given me an asphalt option, and that gets a max drivers of 43, so we are good.
Perfect. Excellent. Right then, let's spin our wheel of cars then, so we can find out which car we'll be taking around the USA International Speedway. An oval again. We'd like to get the ovals in here. Is it the mini stocks that could work? The Solstice? No, the Radicals? Are we going to see the Ray FF1600s, which we saw in our pre-seasons, an oval in these cars? It was carnage. It's going to be great. We're going to have another race in these machines. It is the Ray FF1600s for race number 2, and we'll be heading around the USA International Speedway for this one. As long as you give all the thumbs up there, Barry, that we can do that, we're all confirmed. Excellent. Right then. USA International Speedway in the Ray FF1600s for the next one. We are going to take a quick break here on stream so that we can get set up and into the server for that one. So make sure you're not going anywhere. If you haven't already done so, make sure you hit the follow button here so you're notified when we go live for these wonderful events. We've got another one coming up in 2 weeks' time. But don't go anywhere. In 5 minutes' time, we'll be back out at USA International in the Ray FF1600s. We'll be back in just a moment's time. I'm blaming Barry on this. Right. We'll spin the wheel again. I blame you, Barry.
Yep, fine.
Right, we're removing the FF1600, yes?
Yeah. So for those that didn't catch the pre-season, we did the 1600s around an oval, and it doesn't give me the track layout until I basically purchase the session. So apologies. So hopefully we can just spin the track again and move on from there. So we'll keep the 1600. Actually, what do you reckon, Joseph? What do you think we should do? Do you think we should do the both again and mix it up again?
Let's mix it up again. Let's go a complete wheel spin again. Otherwise,
Fantastic.
we're influencing it. Let's not influence it. Let's spin this wheel again for race number 2. Where's it going to be? It could be Winton. No, it's going to go onto a circuit I thought I'd already removed. We're going to have to spin on that one. We'll remove it. We can't do Central Pool. We know we can't do that one. This is going well. I've removed it now. It's gone. Right then.
We like chaos here at Type2.
It certainly is. Is it Lime Rock, Oschersleben maybe, or Okayama? It looks like it might be Oschersleben. Only just, but we're going to be at Oschersleben for this one. Let's have a look at what car we are going to take out then around Oschersleben. I think almost any car works quite nicely at this circuit. It's a good track to race at. It could be the street stocks though. Maybe the Toyotas. It looks like it will be. Some rookie level cars coming in today. We had the Mazdas around Oran Park. Now we had the Toyota GR86s around Oschersleben. Some quite combos that drivers might be used to, actually. So this is the first time that I'm actually going to be seeing the Toyotas go out since they were upgraded, and that's how long it's been for me with a Toyota. But it is going to be the Toyota GR86s around Motorsport Arena, Oschersleben, for the second race of the day. Barry, are we all good there? I'm going to wait here until you say, yes, we're good, we're going with the sessions up.
Yes, I know that's fine. I've clicked checkout. We are good to go.
Perfect. We will be back in race number 2 in about 5 minutes' time then, so that we have time to set up. We'll be back in just a moment. Thank you so much. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back here then to Oschersleben for the second race of the evening, and we are heading out in the Toyota GR86s for this one. It is going to be another great evening of racing, drivers just getting into the game and getting their sims loaded up so they can get racing for the second race of the evening. Now, race number 1 in the Mazda's Owen Park. It was dark, it was difficult to see. Drivers were getting into incidents left, right and centre. Will we see the same again in the Toyota GR86s? Again, another car that is relatively familiar with those new to the iRacing service, and it is a car that has become increasingly popular since it was reworked at the start of this iRacing season. Well, that does mean then is drivers out there are going to be needing to get used to a new car if they've not driven it since the update, such as myself. I've never driven the GR86 since it was updated, so I know that'll be the same for a few of them out there. A couple of drivers who hadn't driven the Mazda in years, I'm sure it is the same in the Toyota 86 camp as well. Oschersleben, though, a circuit that is popular in all of the rookie series. It is featured quite heavily in them, and it is shown quite heavily on other calendars as well then. With practice out of the way and drivers into the session, everyone has about 10 minutes to get a qualifying lap in. Of course, just like we saw in the Mazdas around Owen Park, just like we've seen every race so far, open qualifying for our drivers, which means that they do need to get their laps in with other cars out there as well. And of course, the Oschersleben circuit itself is going to be tricky to get a valid lap in even without other cars there, because the off tracks here can be very ghastly, especially in the final sector. There's a lot of gravel there, but you just push yourself over onto that green runoff. You feel like it's inviting you in, but it can still be an off track. Not too much of an issue in the race, big issue in qualifying. It'll invalidate your lap and you won't get it done. Now, are we going to see another double pole sitter? Of course, Jack Pitters took back pole back at Navarra in the Spec Racer Fords. He took pole position last time in race number 1 here, Owen Park in the Mazdas. Is he going to be able to find pole position yet again? Or is it going to go the way of someone else? Of course, Michael Leese out there is looking pretty quick. At least he was in the Mazdas. Is he going to look just as quick in the Toyotas whilst they're getting on around their outlaps and heading up towards their first time laps? What I do notice, though, on my timing screen is that Jonathan Berry is on wet tyres. Now, I know the screen is quite small for you guys over there, but just in case you can't notice, there's no rain there. It's quite sunny, so interesting strategy call there from the boss. Right then, qualifying is underway, so let's get down onto the track. Let's not delay anymore here so we can see how our drivers are doing around the Oschersleben circuit. As I try to hit all of my buttons to get everything up that we want up. And I think we have now. We are watching Joe Ingram heading around in the Toyotas right now, seeing what he can put in this one. And of course then, let's have a little bit of a look. But just a reminder, out of the last race, this is how the top 5 in the championship standings look out of the first race of round number 3. It is going to look even more different as we exit this one. Who is going to find their way towards second place? I'm going to say the William Guthrie could find his way into second here. Pittas and Berry, who's going to come out on top? I don't think anyone's going to be able to get past Jamie Dory, but they certainly might be able to catch up to him as Ingram goes off there at turn number 1. Talking about Jamie Dory, he's making sure that we're all being safe out there. Guys, make sure you're safe drivers. That's what we're doing here as we go through the first couple of corners for Jamie Dory. We'll ride on board and get a rest of the lap. Actually, I'm going to choose a different car. I have to choose a different car on this one. We can drive on to the police car because I don't mind that being a dominant feature of the stream. That's fine. Ben Archer then coming through the exit of turn number 2. It is the tight left-right-hander there. You will see some cars go around, no doubt. Onto the brakes then of turn number 3. Get it close to that curbing on the inside. In fact, Archer running all the way over that curbing, pushes out onto that green runoff. That's the runoff I say looks safe. At that corner it is, but later on the track it certainly is not. We're then coming through the triple here. You can run side by side, but it is very challenging to do that. Then you got to get heavy onto the brakes for the hairpin. Now, through this next chicane, you can get really far to the left-hand side. As long as you don't knock over that pillar there, you can go all the way on the runoff on the left-hand side, and that's exactly what Oucher has done to gain as much time as possible. He is the fastest man out there right now, and he continues to look like a fast driver in this session. Right, we head up towards the first major issue for track limits, the exit of this left-hander here. You push it too hard and you put your wheels over the white line, it is an off-track. Even though you're still on the track with the turf, runoff turf area, it is an off-track there. And again, it's easy to push just a little bit too hard through this final turn and get an off-track there. But luckily for Ben Oucher, that was not an off-track. He will go across the timing line. Will it be an improvement on his 37.0? It is. It's a 36.7. A very strong lap there from Ben Oucher. As there is a gaggle of cars coming up towards the timing line here. That's going to be great for the race. It's not exactly what you want in qualifying, though, is to have to battle with drivers around you which are trying to put in your timing laps. We're watching Kieran Davidson here. He's got the 22 machine behind him. That is, of course, Adam Wilson-Weir. Wilson-Weir using the toe, actually, to pull him into provisional pole position right now. Lights flashing there from the number 96 machine. I'm unsure if he's aware he is on wet tyres here. And I don't know if we should pull him in and let him know. No, let's not. That just seems too kind. We're not going to do that. He can keep on running on the wet tyres, even if he isn't meaning to. Right, as they keep on going around in this qualifying session, Jaden Fung's just found some good time there. Moved into 7th position as it stands. Charlie Johnson Wood. They've just purposely found that livery for me, haven't they? Right, Joshua Downing is in the number 69 machine, running around at the moment, looking to see what he can do without a valid lap on the board as it stands. He'll be hoping to get one in as he comes around this time, especially as we're down to 3.5 minutes left on the board at the moment as we come through the S's and up towards the end of the lap. It is Joshua Downing leading the way ahead of... who is that following behind, actually? I'm not too sure who that is that's following him. I think that might be, if I'm not mistaken, Kieran Davidson. No, Davidson's up ahead, so it's not him. Who was following behind there? I cannot figure it out. Right then, back into a gaggle of cars. It's Stopson Wood here and Jamie Dory. They're chasing down... no, who were they chasing down? They were chasing Joe Ingram down as we head up towards the chicane. In fact, that was... who was that just dropping back out of that one? It looked like it might have been Jamie Dory. Yep, Jamie Dory backing out of that one. The boss is still out there on wet tyres, still without a valid lap time in. So this is running around trying to do something. It's Jonathan Berry, of course. But you're not really going to get much done on the wet tyres. Surely, at this point, he is aware that he's not on the drive. Maybe he just wants to start near the rear. I don't know. Anyway, Kieran Davidson yet to put a lap time in this session as well. So a couple of drivers on the board who are not yet getting lap times on the board. Ben Oucher is doing good enough for second right now, but Adam Wilson-Weir has not had the best of seasons this season. He wasn't able to attend the first week due to VR issues. Last week he was caught up in a number of issues. And in race number 1, of course, he went around. He did recover, though, but he went around at turn number 1. Can he do something here, perhaps? He comes through the final turn there in the Type 2 racing machine up towards the timing line with 1.5 minutes left on the board. Adam Wilson-Weir, will it be an even further improvement? No, an invalid lap for him. Talking about invalid laps, it is going to be Jonathan Berry, who is still without a valid lap on the board at the moment, running around on those wet compounder tyres. Even if he did have a valid lap, to be fair, if he did have a valid lap, he would not be last. He would be 13th. but he would not be last on these wet compounder tyres. But he is not yet able to get a clean lap in on this one. Of course, this is the final race of the day for the broadcast. It's been a very long evening here at Joseph Wright Broadcasting. If you have enjoyed what you are watching here today, make sure you hit that follow button so that you're notified when we go live throughout the week, and of course for the next TypeTwo Roulette League, which will be in 2 weeks' time. And also to check out all of the races we've already broadcasted, including today's races, which will be uploaded by tomorrow. Then check out our YouTube, where all of our highlight videos are available to watch as well. If you don't quite have 2 hours to watch a broadcast, you have 15 minutes to watch the best moments. Then head across to our YouTube at youtube.com/@JosephWrightTV, or you can find it at josephwrightbroadcasting.com/YouTube, and you can subscribe over there as well as we look to increase our presence over on the YouTube with all of our videos. As that was a sudden disappearance of a car that reappeared. Will this be a valid lap from the Fed Up machine as he comes across the timing line? The 96, will he get a valid lap time on the board? No, he will not, but he will start this race, of course, but from the very back of the field. Right then, that is the checkered flag out here in qualifying, which means drivers are coming around to finish their current timed laps, and then we'll be able to see where they start this one for race number 2 of round number 3. And I can see that there are a lot of you out there watching, so thank you so much for joining us throughout the whole evening. It's been a great number to see over on the Twitch there, so thank you so much for all taking part and joining in, and I hope you have enjoyed your evening of racing. We've got one more race left to go here. 20 minutes of Oschersleben in the Toyotas GR86's championship points on the line. Who is going to be leading the championship out of the way? Jamie Dory has to be leading the championship out of this, but could it be tied potentially? Not with the way that qualifying has gone, though, because for the first time here at Oschersleben, we are going to see Adam Wilson-Weir take pole position for this one. And he will start from pole for the first time this season. He has not been able to make it on pole position before today, so it makes him the 5th new pole sitter of the season, and it means that Jack Pittas is still our only driver to have taken 2 pole positions. Who are we going to see win this race? Because Pittas is the only driver to have converted a pole position into a race win. Both times he's been on pole, he has gone to win the race. What will happen here in race number 2? We have just a moment until drivers will start to grid up, and we will prepare for this next race of action. And in fact, we'll quickly have a word in with Adam, because Adam, you're going to be starting this one on pole position for the first time. It was a great lap out there. How are you feeling?
Yeah, pretty confident. I've raced here plenty of times in the GR86 League, so I'm feeling pretty good.
It's a combination I think a lot of drivers will probably be fairly used to. It's another rookie car and another rookie circuit, so it looks like it's going to be an interesting one. This will be great for your points as well then, with the championship leaders a bit further behind. What are you thinking? How are you going to approach the start of this race?
Well, ideally I would like to be on the outside line, because that's a stronger line in the turn 1, but I'm just going to have to try and get a good start here on the green and just hopefully hold it off, because the toe is going to be quite strong in these. So it's going to be a tricky track to overtake on unless there's a mistake. But yeah, just have to wait and see.
Wow, good luck for this race then, Adam. Hopefully we won't see you around like we did in race number 1, and we can see some good points going your way.
Thank you very much.
Adam was there, and probably disliking the fact that I've just put on a commentator curse there saying that we hope you don't see him around. If Adam Wilson-Weir goes around at turn number 1, ignore it. It was not my fault. I never said anything at all, okay? Perfect. Right. We are going to prepare for our cars to go out for a lap of formation. In fact, there they go, off and underway here. So let's have a look at how this grid is going to start here in race number 2. Adam Wilson-Weir is going to start from pole position ahead of Ben Oucher. Jamie Dory will start from P number 3. P number 4 goes the way of William Guthrie ahead of Jack Pittas and Michael Lees. Lewis Mason is going to start this one on the 4th row of the grid ahead of Joshua Downing. Jaden Fung will start in 9th, and Andre Wedderburn will be starting in 10th position. Ruben Goodchild will start this one in 11th ahead of Charlie Jobson-Wood on the 6th row of the grid. And the 7th row will be Henry Martell ahead of Dakota Martin. Joe Ingram will be starting this one in 15th position, and then without lap times on the board, Kieran Davidson and Jonathan Berry. But it looks like Davidson has not gone out there on the grid here, so it looks like he might be starting this one either from the pit lane or won't be getting going. And we are going to ask now, because now that he's got out there and got started in this one, we're going to have to ask you, Jonathan, is it a purposeful strategy choice that you are qualifying and racing on the wet tyres?
I'm on the wets?
Yes.
Stop it, no I'm not.
You are on the wet tyres.
No, it is not strategy or purpose. That explains why I couldn't set a decent lap.
I was debating pulling you in for qualifying and asking about it, and I just thought I'd wait until you gridded up. So
it doesn't tell me. It doesn't tell me that I'm on the wets.
No, you are on the wet tyres in this one. I'm afraid to say.
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah.
Right. Well, whatever you decide to do, we wish you luck there.
Thanks.
Jonathan Berry there. He did not know. I was wondering. And I think that was a bit mean of me now not to pull him into qualifying. I thought it might have been a strategy call, and then he went on wets here in the race, and I realised it was less of a strategy call and more of a blunder there. Right, are we going to see what we normally see, though, in these races, which is a safety car about the halfway through? It's a nice way to mix up the event a little bit. So we could see a safety car which would pull him back into it. That is for certain, but it does mean that Jonathan Berry, starting at the back of the field here, is likely going to have to pit for dry tyres, which will take him out of contention for points, which he is currently tied, of course, with Jack Pittas. Up towards the final turn we go. Then the safety car pulls off. It means that Adam Wilson-Weir is in control of this event. The green flag is on the right-hand side of your screens, but we are all ready. Accelerating away through across the timing line and up towards turn number 1, and it is Ben Oucher pushing. Who is that? And he's pushing all the way to the edge of the circuit there. It was William Guthrie, I think, that he was trying to push all the way through. Jamie Dory gets on the inside, and it is 3 wide there. Off the circuit in the background was Henry Martell, throwing himself off as Joshua Downing started from pit lane, and that was Jonathan Berry down pit lane on the opening lap of the race as well to get off of the wet compound of tyres. We head out of turn number 4 and up to the triple here. Jamie Dory on the inside of William Guthrie. Guthrie's hung out to dry their contact with Michael Lees. Lees manages to keep it together, tried to get it close again. A little bit of a nudge there and through Wayne Lewis Mason. Here comes Jack Pittas though, side by side with Lees. And they are going to run side by side through the chicane over the cabin there, and it is around. Around goes Lewis Mason and Mikael Lees. Pittas loses a number of positions there and falls down to 8th position on the opening lap, and not what he wanted, as that was a pickup of a penalty from Jonathan Berry, but admin privileges means he doesn't keep it, of course, as we head up towards the end of the opening lap of asking here. We watch Goodchild chase down Wedderburn, and that's a slide for to go to Martin, collected by Pittas, and again a nudge from Pittas. Pittas has to go through the inside there, as that was Joe Ingram off at the final turn. They're all back on though, and time lost as we go across the timing line and on to lap number 2 in this 15-minute race for race number 2. Michael Lees gets past Henry Martell there as Martell looks to try and make a move back through up towards turn number 1, but he runs deep and will be wide through the exit of 1 there. back up towards this leading fight, though. This is the fight for third position right now as we watch Jaden Fung. He's behind William Guthrie, looks to the inside to try and take P number 3 in a podium place here. It's going to be side by side through the triple. I said in qualifying you can run side by side here, but it is tricky to make it all the way through. It then switches across to the right, of course, and Fung has to sit in behind Guthrie. Adam Wilson-Weir started on pole, did not get the start he would have wanted. He's down to 4th position here, but has the opportunity to move back onto the podium. Down to 5th position, I should say, but has the opportunity to move back onto the podium potentially. Joe Ingram loses position there to Michael Lees as he's trying to recover, and that was Lees up the inside of Dakota Martin. It's a big old slide, and that's contact with Lewis Mason, goes into back of him there. Lights flashing for Dakota Martin. Martin has raced in every single race so far this season. He's yet to get a point on the board, but if he was to finish in 9th, it would be 4 points going his way. So he is going to be pushing hard to keep that points position. That was Lewis Mason off in the background and around. Well, not around, but off the circuit, coming back on. Adam Wilson-Weir has moved past Jaden Fung for 4th, and Fung now under attack from Wedderburn. Wedderburn moves to the outside line here to try and get this overtake done, and he does. As Wedderburn moves up into P number 5 now, as Wilson-Weir needs to get past as Fung gets back up the inside of Wedderburn, pushes him hard. Wedderburn holds it though on that wider line, and we'll get back into it. This is the midfield fight. I was going to say that Wilson-Weir needs to get past Guthrie's 8/10 of a second pass, because Oucher and Dory are fighting it out at the very front of this field for 1st and 2nd position. If Jamie Dory was to take the full 20 points here, he will extend his 20-point lead, and right now that would give him a very strong championship lead of 26 points over William Guthrie, who as it stands will move into 2nd position in this championship. Ben Oucher there looking to gain the full 20 points, will be closing into this fight at the top. But as it stands at the moment, Jamie Dory is the man to beat once again, and he is behind Ben Oucher, looking to try and take 1st position in this race. And just to give a little bit of a benefit there, we'll have a word for the 2nd time today. Ben, you're holding on to the lead right now. You've got Jamie behind as the safety car comes out. How are you feeling about this one?
Yeah, pretty good again. Hopefully we don't catch up some back markers that cause a checkup that I just didn't quite judge right. That's what happened last race, if anyone wondered.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate one in the last one. We saw that spin. We watched you go around behind Jack there. You're in the lead in this one then under the safety car, which means when we reset with about 5 minutes left to go in the race, you are going to be ahead. How do you feel about keeping Jamie behind? You're going to have the rest of the field with you right now as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. I think I'm fast enough at the moment in these.
Right there.
We'll see how it goes. I did find in quali the tires seem to go off relatively quickly in these in comparison. So we'll see. We'll see whether I hold onto the tires all right.
Well, the safety car means that you can just take care of them a little bit longer here, and we'll let you focus on your driving around at this slow pace, and we'll pull some other drivers in.
All right, thanks, mate.
As that was Ben Oucher then leading the way at the moment. I'm looking, there wasn't too many issues out there. There was this issue, obviously, that we saw go around, and it was just 3 cars going into one, and you can see that it just ended up being, oh, it was a slide. It was a slide from Mason that sent him back into Lease there that we saw. So that's what was going on there. Let's that was Dakota Martin being spun there under the safety. Oh my word! Luckily the damage not really doing much here, but Martin will have to get himself back straight again under this safety car period as drivers doing their best out there at the moment as they all just drive into each other, and we will pull across Joshua to here and. Well, there's a bit of carnage going on under the safety car here, Joshua, but you're holding on to what will be a points-paying position as it stands. Do you feel like you can get some points out of this one?
judging what's happening now and around me, probably not. But yeah, I'll try to survive, but it's not looking likely.
Fortunately, no damage under the under these races, so it means that in the safety car they can be a little bit silly. But you look like you've got a good opportunity, a number of cars in front of you that you've been showing better pace than, so you have some chances. It just continues to go a bit crazy there.
I'm not sure what's going on.
I think everyone's just having a bit of fun out there, aren't they?
Definitely that, and I'm killed again.
Right,
yeah,
I'll let you get
myself
back
in
straight
check.
then and see if you can get some retaliation done there.
Thank you, mate.
Joshua Downing there getting spun as we were having a little bit of a watch on him, and he's going to find his way through, and this is what happens. This is what happens under the safety car. No damage, of course, for these cars, which means they can muck about a bit, and then they can prepare themselves for the race start afterwards. But, of course, it does mean their tyres are going to get either gravelly, grassy, they're going to heat up, cool down, whatever they might be doing due to the slides, going to wear a little bit. We will be going back racing again with about 5 minutes left on the board. What it does mean also is that Jonathan Berry is going to be back in this race as well after starting on wet tyres. He pitted, went onto the dries. He will be back out in these dry tyres, but he will be at the rear of the field. We'll need to try and do something with that as we see that is Jonathan Berry himself moving through the field there and just overtaking. I think he was looking for someone perhaps and he just couldn't quite find them. I'm not too sure there, but we will be going green this time around, of course, as we have a look at Ben Oucher. The lights on the safety car are off, which means they are preparing to go racing for this one as we head through the back end of the course. About 5 minutes will be on the board when we go green once more. It is going to be Ben Oucher leading the way. Oucher has taken a pole position once so far this season. He did that at Phoenix in round 2 in the Formula Vs. Can he finally get a race victory here? Jamie Dory, who took pole at Phoenix in round 1, took the win at the race 2, at round 2. So it could be Oucher's chance here to take the win. He's got Jamie Dory behind. Dory looking for his second win of the season. Oucher looking for his first. Even Guthrie's looking for his second here. Adam Wilson-Weir started from pole, of course. He'll be looking to try and convert that into a race victory. Right then, we are preparing to get restarted here with just under 5 minutes left on the board. We will see a few more laps of racing action. It is Ben Oucher who will lead the way out of the final turn here, and we will get restarted. How soon does Oucher accelerate? And away we go out of the final turn. Oucher immediately will have to go defensive over Jamie Dory here. Dory to the outside. It's 3-4 wide behind for just a moment. They settle it down. No, they don't settle it down. They all go into the corner and around goes Andre Wedderburn and Dakota Martin. Martin was on for the hunt for his first points in the season. That chance has gone. William Guthrie has moved in to second. Jamie Dory up to the lead. Oucher regains second here as Adam Wilson-Weir looks to get back onto the podium. A spin for Jaden Fung behind. Through up the order goes Joshua Downing past Michael Lees here. He was just outside the top 10 when we were talking to him. He's up inside the top 10 now. He holds on around the outside of Lees. We'll have to back out of that one. Contact with Mason behind. They don't have to worry about that contact, of course, so it's not going to cause any lasting damage on these machines. We head through the chicane in this fight at the front, being led now by championship leader Jamie Dory. He's looking to extend the championship lead to almost 30 points at the front of this one. Oucher, though, looking to get back through in second. He's going for a slightly different line through the chicane here. Dory pushes it hard. Oucher pushes it hard. So does Guthrie and Wilson-Weir behind. A lot of fights going on, but at the moment we will focus on this leading train of drivers because they are the ones that are fighting it out for a race win, and they do have a whole train down to P number 9 in this. The last point main position currently being held by Henry Martel, and it is Jonathan Berry running around in 11th, who is the next driver to try and take that away from him. In towards turn number 1, Oucher goes into the rear of Jamie Dory. There's a little bit of a nudge there. Oucher's to the inside. More of a nudge, but he can't make his way through. Here comes William Guthrie to get involved. Oucher swings to the left to go up the inside of Dory. He's going to go deep. Dory can't get to the inside. To the inside was William Guthrie. They managed to get through without incident. Ben Oucher ahead, and here comes Adam Wilson-Weir to make it 3 wide into the triple. Guthrie has to back out of it. Wilson-Weir to the inside of Jamie Dory. It'll be the outside into the hairpin. He tries to switch inwards, but William Guthrie's there. Jamie Dory's sideways. He gets it back facing the right way again, but he's down to P number 8, and the podium now Oucher, Guthrie, Wilson-Weir, and Ben Oucher is in the clear. 1.2 seconds out at the front of this one, which means that Ben Oucher is in with the opportunity to take his first win of the season. Adam Wilson-Weir back onto the podium after starting in pole position. It was a slide from Jamie Dory off that contact we saw. That was a slide there from Goodchild over the gravel. And it is Jack Pittas now who's looking to get points over Jamie Dory. But Dory to the inside. And so was Lewis Mason. And Pittas is left to hang out to dry there in P number 9. And it is up to 10th for Jonathan Berry. The final points on offer for him. The gap at the front, 9/10 of a second now with 1 minute on the clock. That will make this the final lap of the race here. With Ben Oucher ahead of William Guthrie. This podium fight has opened up a little bit as Pittas now looks to the inside of Lewis Mason to regain 8th position, and through he goes. Jamie Dory is seeing Joshua Downing and Ruben Goodchild ahead. Could try to do something with that as Mason looked once more up the inside of Pittas but couldn't make that overtake and make the way through. We're back to Joshua Downing here because he's to the inside of Ruben Goodchild into the triple here. They give each other just enough room, but Downing has to back out and wait behind. He holds on that wider line though. That's going to invite Jamie Dory to the inside, and Jamie Dory takes it straight away, and Dory looks now to try and get past Goodchild. Has to back out of it. He knows through that chicane is going to be a tricky place to make the overtake stick, but we come up towards the end of the lap now, and this is Jamie Dory looking to get past Goodchild to take a 5th position here, which will be very strong for the championship points, of course. He goes to the inside, but that is not going to be easy move because Goodchild sticks it there, and there's contact. Dory's into the gravel, and that's Joshua Downing now making a pass. Pittas trying to find a way through. Dory stays to the inside of Downing and will hold on to that one as Lewis Mason comes barreling into the final turn and gets the position. Lewis Mason comes out on top ahead of Joshua Downing. Pittas takes 9th, and it's 10th for Jonathan Berry, but it is a first win of the season for Ben Outria, who took pole at Phoenix in the Formula V's, but will take the win here at Oschersleben in the Toyotas. What a last lap move that was though from Lewis Mason. We're going to have a look at this once more. It's a dive to the inside. It's contact there with Jack Pittas. It sends Pittas into Downing, and somehow Lewis Mason just no problem holding that inside line and just gets through and up that position. And there he goes. Fantastic job then for Ben Oucher, who wins this one around the Oschersleben circuit to take his first win of the day, well, first win of the season. So let's have a look at our race results after this one. It was a win for Ben Oucher, a second ahead of William Guthrie, and Adam Wilson-Weir was able to hold on to a podium place. Michael Lees came home in 4th ahead of Ruben Goodchild in 5th. Jamie Dory crossing the line in 6th out of Lewis Mason. Joshua Downing came home in 8th out of Jack Pittas, and Jonathan Berry took the final points of race number 2. We then had Andre Wedderburn come home in 11th ahead of Henry Martell. Jaden Fung crossed the line in 13th out of Joe Ingram and Charlie Jobson Wood, and Dakota Martin, after potentially getting his first points of the season, he unfortunately lost it out, coming home in 16th place. And Kieran Davidson did not get the final race of the day started and will come home in 17th place. Let's have a look at how the championship standings look then after the 3 rounds of racing action. And Jamie Dorey continues to lead the championship with 88 points to his name, 16 points clear of William Guthrie. Jack Pittas holds on to 3rd position with 62 points, only 2 points ahead of Jonathan Berry. Let's us just remind ourselves that Berry did start that race on wet tyres, had to come down pit lane, the safety car helping him out in that aspect. Ben Oucher moves into 5th in the championship with 50 points, and Adam Wilson-Weir into 6th with 46 points. Ruben Goodchild holds on to 36 points ahead of Michael Lees, who moves into 8th. Charlie Jobson Wood is in 9th ahead of George Stone, who falls down to 10th position in the championship. 11th position is for Joshua Downing with 28 points ahead of Alexander Last and Sammy Ariba. It's then Lewis Mason in 14th ahead of Andrew Wedderburn. Andrew Allen is in 16th position ahead of Jaden Fung. Michael Evangeli in 18th. Then it's Henry Martell and Robert Savage rounding out your top 20. Mark Sykes is in 21st, and the last of those with points to their names. The rest of the field there showing on the standings. If they've got a country tag by their names, it means they were taking part tonight. If they don't, they were not here tonight. So a few drivers just waiting to try and get some points on the board. Right then, that is the evening's racing done, and what a fantastic evening of racing it has been all around here, not just for the Type 2, but from the LSR into the Type 2 as well. We have been live now for the past 4 hours, and it has been absolutely fantastic racing all evening long. We will be back for the 4th round of the Type 2 Roulette League in 2 weeks' time. For that, we don't know where we'll be or what car we'll be in. We'll have to find out in 2 weeks' time for the next 2 races of the league. We'll be live, though, throughout the week, so make sure if you haven't already done so, you've hit that follow button here on the Twitch so that you are notified when we go live. And be sure to head across to our YouTube as well to make sure that you are catching up with all of the race highlights ahead of each of the next rounds. Right then, from here at Joseph Wright Broadcasting, it has been an absolutely fantastic evening of racing, that is for certain, and I am so super excited for the next one in 2 weeks' time. So thank you so much for watching us here, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.